Hi.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? I see my mic was unmuted. Everybody comfy today? Today is a dead day. There is nothing to do today, which is good. Like, that's actually what we need prior to a lotto. So, again, we now know when the lotto is coming out. So, y'all best get prepared. Hello, Brando. Let me get my tweet out and we're good to go, chat. Excuse me. Today will be another media share night, which is going to mean a shorter stream on the YouTube. I find this really, really funny too, because a lot of people, yesterday you guys were telling me, hey, it's going to come out on the 8th. I think it's going to be the 8th CAD. And like I said, I'm not surprised at that prediction. And I even, humored it and said I thought that could be the case. But I did call the 7th, and I did call it weeks ago. It just made a little bit of sense for me for it to be on the 7th, and I'm glad that it is. I'd rather get Christmas out of the way sooner rather than later. I think that is to our benefit. I did see some people freaking out on Twitter because they're dumb about the length of the event. This is one of those deals where, like, we've known this. I've warned people about this. I've talked about it. I've put it out in my guide. If people didn't know, that's their own fault. That's where, like, I get to sit back all smug and be like, should have come to stream. But it is what it is. Where was yesterday's art? Okay. And there we go. Tweet is live. Took me a little bit of time to write that one. I don't know why. I guess I'm just slow and distracted today, which is perfect for a media share day. Because it just means that I'm going to be immediately absorbed into whatever the hell I'm watching. But again, I hope everyone's doing good today. Like I said, go give the tweet some love. If you do, it really helps me out. Always appreciate it. But we will be starting here and here's today's artwork. Enjoy, chat. Go give the artists some love. And let me grab you guys on the YouTube side of things. Hopefully, y'all are doing well as well today. Again, I'm not expecting a very busy day with a lot of people. I think everybody is naturally going to be taking today to get stuff done ahead of the lotto. So it is what it is. Is lotto or raids better value? Lotto is always better value than anything else. And the reason for that is just everything that's in the boxes. So, like, if you think about farming in a raid, imagine it's the same thing as like doing a lotto node, and then imagine you have lotto boxes on top of that. Have I cleared my box yet? Yeah, I did everything like weeks ago, basically, at this point. I did have some last minute stuff to do on JP because I'm anticipating a I'm anticipating a Lotto over there, but realistically, I'm done. I'm good. I'm waiting now for the actual events to farm. So the good news is we got the raids done in only a day on JP, so it wasn't a multi-day affair. It didn't last for too long. So I don't have that hanging over my head. So that just means there's a Lotto on JP, a Lotto on NA, and a raid on NA. So I just have to be very careful about the Lottos. And since we already have NA's announcement, we know that that Lotto will be coming first. So it's going to be JP's Lotto paired with NA's raid. And I think that's going to be a little bit of a difficult one. But honestly, I think NA is just going to be like kind of the priority there. I think the JP raid, or sorry, the NA raid will be priority, but it will be like the ability to kind of like push off some of those earlier raids. I've talked about this before to you guys, but I don't think we're gonna do an actual Tunguska guide. I will go over the event with you when it's time, but like there's not gonna be this like, oh man, super in-depth spreadsheet get made like we did with the Lottos. And the reason for that is those early raids really are not worth the time. The node itself is around like basically 2 to 3 hours. So I don't think that's really worthy of like all the theory craft that we have with a Lotto node. And even then, Lotto nodes still stay available the day, like the subsequent days after they're done. So if you wish to go back and farm them for whatever reason, you can. Versus a raid, the raid is over and it's done with. So I don't really see the point in doing that. The only one that we would potentially want to do would be stuff like the final raid. That one sticks around for about 24 hours. It's worth. I've seen people say that it died in less than 24 hours on JP. To my knowledge, that was not the case. I still remember playing it. I was playing it on the day I basically came home from my sister's for Christmas that year. So I expect that's going to be largely the same. It didn't die for 24 hours. Yeah, I think it lasted something like 28 or something like that. I don't remember exactly. I just remember it was around for a decent amount of time. So that would be the one that we would want to do it for. I'm not gonna stop like if Avalon or Bob or someone wants to do some of the comps for that final one. I think that's fine, but I don't expect anything of them. Nor am I gonna like put that forth that much effort. I know some of the comps that worked. I can talk to that effect. But I think spending a lot of time on an event that's basically going to be a flash in the pan is probably not super worth. This upcoming Lotto looks so good. It's a very good Lotto. The only issue with it is that it's short. That's the problem. So getting the most you can out of it will be difficult. Resurgence, thank you for the 29. Gold Mat's drop rate needs to be buffed. Yeah, if you're just trying to farm in the free quest, they're very low in most cases. I know Bob initially wanted to make one, but decided against it, and I didn't have it planned either. Yeah, and I don't blame you guys. Oh, a golden kappa train just started in the channel. Chat, you can get a golden kappa if you contribute to the. I assume it's a hype train. That's actually hilarious considering I had never seen this before, and now it's happened like 2 times in a month. Gasp, a golden kappa? Yes. I haven't seen that in ages, right? Sponsored by Kentucky? Yeah, clearly we are gold. Hello, Anissa. How's it going? Hello, Camelot. Oh, there you go. See, as long as you contribute, you'll get it. Bernat, thank you for the 29. Yeah, now would be the time to resub, as I think it automatically contributes to it. Golden Kappa? Yeah, and what's so Kappa about it is you get it for the remainder of the day. It's like a 24-hour thing. After that, it's gone. So you don't actually get value out of it. Yeah, that's the problem with it. Do we know when Tunguska starts? It should start on the 22nd, Razy. It's gonna come down to like they kind of have to do it at the same time period as JP because it's a very like tailored event time wise. Honestly, I think it'd be great if NA didn't do that and they spread it out more, but I don't think they will, nor do I think they have the time to. So that'd be awesome if they did, but I don't think they've done that for any of the other servers at all either. Myth, thank you for the 31. Oh, we achieved level 1 golden kappa train. Also, I like how it gives me no warning that these sorts of things are going to happen. It doesn't go like, hey, there's going to be a golden kappa train on your channel today. IA, thank you for the 2 years. Jack, we get some love for IA's 2-year anniversary. Although I feel like it's been longer than 2 years with you, just 2 years subbed. Also, this new art, yes, this new art is fantastic. Go give the artist love, as always. Yeah, there's really not too much to do. I just remember, guys, it's a lotto. Clear out your mailbox as best you can. If you guys need any sort of insight or knowledge as to how to stack your mailbox, I have a video explaining that whole process. It's going to help you store more embers for the future and stuff like that. But it also depends on your ability to actually store the embers versus, say, needing them to currently work on your account. So it's definitely not a strategy that everyone can do, but it's very good if you can pull it off. The quality of life, speed, and comps, you could probably focus farm 25 to 30 runs an hour. Yeah, and if you want to think about it that way, so like 25 to 30 runs an hour might get you like, one of a gold material. So it might be like, 25 to 30 of a gold mat, which isn't bad, but it's also not the best. And nor is it like when you need hundreds of it, it's not really going to put that big of a dent. So that ends up being kind of the issue I think that I have with these raids is it's not that the raids themselves are bad, it's that the time that they're available is. And actually, the raids are not the easiest. They definitely have some gimmicks. So modest 8 plus, you should be 6-7 boxes an hour. Yeah. Get them teams ready and those fingers flex. This is gonna be one hell of a week. I mean, it's no different than the early lottos. This is why I said the only problem with this is that, and what annoys me is that I'm gonna have to actually try. Like, it's one of those deals where for years now, like I see people flex their lotto boxes, and I'm like, yeah, but the problem is I'm not trying anymore. You don't have to try very hard to get a decent chunk of boxes in the lottos because of all the quality of life that we have. Compared to old lottos where like, man, I had to try. Like that shit was try hard. Um but that's what's going to be the issue with this one is there's little enough time that like if you want to do a lot of boxes you need to just go right out of the gate. You need to just start farming because you're gonna need that scaling of like boxes that you've already have done as well as CEs that can drop for you. You're gonna need that to spiral out of control by the final node. I do like 100 spins. 100 spins are a lifesaver. Without them, I think we'd be in a much worse spot. And that's why, like, when I look at something like the FP situation right now in JP, I'm like, why have they not realized that that's a thing? You could just triple MP with her for the 90 plus if you're running her with 2 times Koyan and Oberon. Okay, but why would I do that when I can just card one of the waves down Avalon and make it faster? Of course, you can also try to crypt. That's where RNG. So, how I usually run something like that is I set it up with like Oberon in the back line in a plug suit, and then if I don't need to do it because the cards appear, I don't do it. If the cards don't appear, then I do the comp normally. So it's basically at worst it's my normal clear. At best, it's much faster. And that's it requires a little bit more attention to be paid in situations like that, but it's so much better. Isn't it just nat AP until day 5? You can do that if you want. That's completely up to you. Like for someone like me, chat, I not only have a shit ton of apples, but I also am willing to spend money on the game. So like I will actually pop rainbow apples should the need arise. So it's gonna be just one of those deals where it's like I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna do it. The other aspect at play for me, and this may not be at play for most people, is that I have robust grail plans. Like I'm gonna be doing grail casting, I'm gonna get all of my grails, and I'm gonna be spinning them the second I can. So I need a lot of embers, something like that. So topping off my ember supply right before grail casting comes out is kind of important to me. Versus, like we'll have the Tesla Fest lotto down the line, and it's nice, but I will probably already have used a lot of my embers from the lotto by that time. So it will just literally be yet another top off. Choo choo. Yes, the Golden Cap train has ended with 5 sub gifts, 51 bits, and $0 of hype chat. Chat, how dare you not hype chat? I can't even get angry about that one. We're so hype, right? Adrian King, thank you for the follow. Thank God I don't plan to go too hard on the lotto. 1 week event is brutal. If people want to go hard, they can do it for other lottos. I mean, I'm at least happy that this event is happening pre-Christmas because, like, it's actually harder on me to grind during Christmas. And that's the thing that I fear is that JP is going to have a lotto right smack in the middle of not only Tunguska, but also like American Christmas over here, where like I'm gonna be down at my sister's visiting family, expected to do things, and like I'm gonna be sitting there being like, nah, fam, I can't. I gotta grind on my phone. Like, honestly, I don't like it when the actual lotto syncs up with the actual holiday. I prefer when they actually like you know, do it ahead of time. JP's lotto timing will be awful. Yeah. Got to worry about the gator epidemic down there as well, Cad. Yeah, I mean, I saw people talking about the whole gator thing with GTA 6 today, and I'm like, I mean, it is what it is, right? Like, I already pointed it out in the video that there's too many gators in the video already, just because they're absolutely prevalent. Aren't your nieces and nephews old enough to be free game farmers by now? Sure, absolutely. Do I trust them with any of my content? Like, they're not old enough for like anything remotely sexual. I don't think I'd give them FGO. Plus, I don't know that I'd trust my nephews with my phone, let alone with FGO. Like, they would just actually sit there and just like throw my phone into the wall in aggravation, and then I would have no phone. So, there's that. I want to see Cad wrestle a gator. No. Wouldn't really have too many gators though. Yes. Actually, this is a thing. There is a gator hunting season in Florida because of that exact reason. Like we have too many gators. I don't trust people with my stuff. Period. Yeah. I mean, I know my nephews have a temper, so it'd be what it'd be. I think the gator wins. Probably. Isn't Florida paying like $1,000 for each anaconda you kill? Yeah, that's like there's a little bit of an epidemic in the Everglades specifically because people like so this is the stupidity of people, right? They go, "Hey, I want a pet anaconda." And they get the pet anaconda. And then they go like, "Shit. I don't want this." And instead of like taking it back to like an animal like shelter or something like that, they're like, yo, what if I just release this into the Everglades? That would be cool, right? And it's like, no, it's an invasive species and it's killing the fuck out of everything. Why would you do that, you asshole? So like, it's just people that have no responsibility doing that sort of crap. And like, that's a pet peeve for me even as a dog owner because like, so I own Huskies. Huskies are apparently one of the most returned dog types to animal shelters because a lot of people cannot understand the amount of effort it takes to take care of them. Like they don't let them get proper exercise, then the husky gets destructive, then they get mad at the husky and they can't handle it, and then they basically return the dog. And I'm not gonna say I haven't been mad at my dogs. I absolutely have. But like a little bit, there's a point where it's like grow the fuck up, man the fuck up type deal. Like, and you got to realize like the dog is just doing what the dog is gonna do. If the dog destroyed something of yours, it's probably because you fucked up. So, like that's why it's a sore spot for me is because so many people return huskies, right? And to me, it's like maybe, and here's the idea that I have, maybe don't get the pet if you can't handle it. If you're not up to the task of responsibility, don't do it. That's the exact type of person that shouldn't have it, is the person that wants an animal but none of the responsibilities of taking care of said animal. Like, I am tethered at the hip to my dogs. I have to take care of them constantly. And it just drives me up a wall to see people that don't do that and like don't understand that that's a thing. It's like taking care of a child. And the same problem happens with children too. You get parents that are terrible parents and don't take care of their children. So it is what it is. Recently changed jobs and I have way more time to farm a Lotto, so I'm excited. Nice. When does an A get mighty chains? I think that's with next Annie. I think. Husky's the dog of their people, yes. Xmas is tomorrow night, right? Xmas is Thursday. And I say that unequivocally. It is Thursday. So you can think about it how you want, but it's Thursday. Like, it starts at midnight going into Thursday on West Coast time. So for NA, like East Coast, that's going to be like 3 a.m. So it's Thursday. Quad crown drop, nice. Because Wednesday is maintenance hell. Yep. What the fuck, rip EST? I mean, even the West Coast people are gonna go to bed. Like, it's not like they're gonna have more time really to farm. I guess if they stay up all night or they like sleep in really late, they can do that. But I imagine most of them won't. Wait a minute. This isn't the right node. This is like the 90 node. Do you get human society knocking on your door? No, I've never had a human society come looking for me. I wish there was a human society. Like, I know we live in a society, but I wish there was a human society. I assume you mean the Humane Society. No, I've never had Humane Society visit. I just do story append AP, then sleep. Yeah. Don't blame you for that. Okay, this is gonna be a little spicy. This is actually spicier than the Berserker version because I'm not effective here. Cat scuff the node sounds like a gift sub. Nah, chat, y'all can wait for the Lotto for that. Hello, D. I'm doing good today. I hope you are as well. And chat, again, there's not a whole lot to do in like FGO at the moment. Like I said, do your Lotto prep. But for me, I really don't have anything to do. I finished my Grail casting. I'm like basically just sitting here. So the other thing I could do would be boring you with FP rolls. So we'll probably have a fairly long media share night tonight, which is going to be nice. Like, a lot of the times we've been late to doing the media share, so it's nice to have a flip side. There's no real, like, unit analysis video I need to do. I could record one for Benny Enma for NA, but I don't really feel up to it. So I'd rather just take the night nice and easy, basically. And, you know, JP is still waiting on Kagetora to appear, so we don't have that. And so until we have that, I can't record that one really either. If we get Super Kagetora, are you gonna roll? I probably will. I have her grailed on JP. Continually farming Oxford. Yep. What C am I running on Cuckoo? It's cranking. It's a level 100 cranking. Dechi analysis featuring Truffs. No, it's not even that. Like, and honestly, if I did a Dechi analysis, people would accuse me of bias because of Trubs. The reality is, like, I actually think Binianma is very strong, and I think people overlook her all the time. Like, Binianma is one of the strongest single-target sabers due to the utility that she has. She is so usable, it's not even funny. So, like, that's kind of where I think people would be like, oh, you're overblowing this. Just predict the kit? Well, I've already seen the kit. At least what you could use in game, so. Like, in that regard, I could just go ahead and record it. The problem would be I'd have to record it all from the Atlas page, and I'd rather not, in case something changes. Because then I'd just have to double record it, which would waste my time. Chill until Lotto starts might sound dumb, but is this Lotto shorter than what it was in JP, or am I tripping? No, this Lotto was short in JP as well. I warned everyone about this, but I saw Twitter freaking out about it today, and I'm like, I don't know why people are freaking out. I've been talking about it for weeks. But yeah, it's a very short Lotto. It's a 9-day Lotto, so. When people think of Art Saber, they only think of Muramasa. Yeah. I got Benny Inma during Inmate and trying to pull her for Tamamo. Still don't have Tamamo. Oof. I already calced the kit. I'd be interested to see her paired up against Estrella Avalon. If you want to send it. Our FGO has gone in panic mode about how short the Lotto is. That's because our FGO and Twitter don't pay attention to their content creators because they all think they're better than their content creators. And the reality is, no, they're all lazy and dumb. So this is what it is. Not every person. I should clarify, but like a lot of the people that make such videos and there's not such videos, such posts are absolutely clueless, and then they get likes from a bunch of other clueless people, and no one actually pays attention because they don't support the people that do know. It's just a microcosm of like, told you so, right? Like, looks like the Lotto starts Thursday at 11 p.m. No, it's literally Thursday at midnight West Coast time. An hour later, it's up to you. Number Tomoe's arts? What? That's not a character. You just lied. Over here using Dioscuri exclusively. Dioscuri is still fantastic as well. Knowing you don't know when to take advice is a skill set most people don't have. Yeah, and it has helped me very much. I'm always willing to admit when I don't know something. And before they start promoting botting more because of how short the Lotto is. Listen, I find it really funny that I complained about our FGO having not only like promoting it, but actually telling people how to set up botting for years on the subreddit. And it was not until I went and complained to, I'm going to say someone else that I think actually low-key runs it, that all of a sudden it magically got handled and they removed it from the post that it was in. So, like, it is what it is. People need to pay attention to news more in general. I mean, I don't blame them for not paying attention to world news. But I will say, like, if you care about the game, you need to pay attention to the game's news. How long will Scotty be on Reddit? That I don't know. I know it's her and Benny Inmar the banners. I don't remember looking at the banner in specifically, like as to whether or not it was like a week for. Well, it's not going to be a week for you, but like, you know, whether or not they're staggered at all. The story progress doesn't need box count, does it? The story progress doesn't need box count. Oh, you mean like Carnimus? No. No, you're good. Oh, whoa. Haven't touched my mouse. Did JP have pity yet at this point? No. Do you think the Mellison banner they had on JP is coming? Yes. Probably not till after the Lotto, though. Or at least the very end of the Lotto. Tunguska will be at the end of December, yeah. 22nd. Like, I'd almost guarantee you it's going to be on the 22nd. Would you say Benny is better than Dioscuri because of her niches? Oh, they're different. I think the big thing that Dioscuri does that's really nice is have the invuln pierce, so that, like, they just can kind of just sit there and keep looping over someone. But Dioscuri having the ability to prevent buff removal is, like, completely invaluable as a, like, boss-killing character, right? Like, there are few utilities that are better than that because there's so few people that actually give buff removal resistance. The Archetype Earth Cad, is she good? Yes. 8 to the 22nd on JP for Scotty and Dechi. Okay. Benny prevents buff removal. Yes. What did I say? I think I said buff removal resist, didn't I? I don't know. Maybe I said it wrong. In my brain, it was right, chat. Whatever it was that I said. You said Dio did that? Ah, Kono Dio da. Party buff removal resist is amazing when you find a place it's needed. Yeah, it's like, it's a very good solution to certain boss fights, and the fact that Benny Enema is a single target, whereas most of your other options are AoE, is just very, very good. Lotto season, boys? Yep. Yeah, you're supposed to, like, have a license for your dog if they're on leash or something. In a lot of places. Do you think that I'm safe to keep 200 stacks of 10 plus embers in my mailbox during the Lotto if I'm planning to 120 a servant soon, like within the next month? That depends entirely on how much you plan to do at the Lotto. Like, I personally wouldn't keep that because you'll get bigger than 10. But, like, I mean, I wouldn't burn it, right? Like, keep it until you get a bigger stack and then replace it as you get bigger stacks. Like, either use it or, you know, burn it then if you have nothing else to do with it. If you'll get buff removal resist for one person at least. Yeah, I don't think that's very useful, though. And the reason why is because a lot of the most annoying bosses that do buff removal resistance do it to a party and then just, like, AoE your ass and kill you. Like, there are some that'll remove, like, on NP or something like that as part of their gimmick, and they're single target, but then you need to find a way to make sure that it hits the right unit. Or you have to be okay with the scenario where it's like, well, they didn't hit the unit I put the buff removal resist on, but I didn't care that the other unit died, because it'll rotate the party. I wish I had Grails, same. That's technically not true. I actually do have Grails at the moment. Yeah. I may just make this happen here in a second, chat. Because I actually am like 5 AP away from being able to do it. Yeah, that was the 90 that we did, the 90 plus. I needed the 90 plus plus. Where was the 90 plus plus? Oh, there it is. Gosh darn it. Gersh darn it. Yeah, it should still be. Oh, wait. Hold on. Was that a Koyan Chihuahua without the... No. That was debated. Everybody's got point C up. Cat, I need not point C.
Yeah.
I should be able to do this. It's the same amount either way. What do you need? I need MLB of like any of the drop ones, but I think I prefer gold at the moment. I think. Let me check my support here real quick, chat, just to make sure I didn't brick anything, and I did. How did that remove 2? Yep, I'm okay with that. Does 4-star MLB work for you? Yeah, that's fine. Is it worth getting those 2 bronze apples? Sorry, for what? For like the lower nodes? Like, where is it? Like for these? I usually run it anyways. Just from the idea that it's like, it's 35 AP for this node, for instance, but you get a bronze apple, so it's actually like 25 is the way I choose to think about it. So it's like if you're getting materials at a cheaper rate for like the shop and stuff, it's kind of worth. I got the bronze C on mine. That's fine. Although I think bronze is the one I don't need. Let me double check. Yeah, so you can see I'm working on a coin situation here. I still got my crystallized lures, my gold foes. So, low-key, I could actually use MLB of the bronze as well. But bronze is the one that I have, so I'll prefer taking other ones. Because I can get bronze myself just from FP rolling. Always grab apples? Yeah. I mean, there's some scenarios where I think you can argue it's not really worth. I don't see it as, like, that big of a hit to actually do the, like, early node to get the stuff. Okay. Did you chance to get a single raid in on JP? Yeah, I mean, the raids lasted for 24 hours. I was told there were 3 rounds. I never saw the first round. I didn't get that. I saw the final raid of the second round and got to do it some. I think I got to farm the final raid, which was the rider raid, for about like an hour. So I got to do that, and then the third round I farmed enough of. Like, I basically said, like, okay, I don't actually care to do this anymore. Ease up, thank you, Ash. How do you think we will get a final raid boss summonable in 8 hours? What do you mean? Like, are you talking about, like, do I think you're gonna get, like, the sword dude? I mean, you might, but maybe. Like, I don't think you're gonna see another, like, raid, basically. I think the thing that I'm assuming is that you're gonna get Kagatora as a 5-star variant. Because I know it's already been data mined. I know it already exists out there. I mean, Hattori summonable? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm always in awe about how you can grind JP in an A and be on top of everything. Harder than it looks at times, but most of the time it's fairly easy. Like, it's really only when we get to, like, Lotto season like this that it's actually annoying. The vast majority of the time, it's a fairly easy way to like stay on top of everything. It's just having enough. Life was nicer before data mines. Yeah. Is the Martha Lotto one day shorter than JP, or I can't read dates correctly? People can't read dates correctly. It's just as long as it was. How long until 169? That's a good question. I think this is going to be 165 is what I'm about to be at. Yeah, see? So, like, we'll be hitting 165. That'll get me an additional bar to grind out, so we'll go ahead and do that. Which will be nice. I'll use it in the event. But I basically have to get 3 more AP, which is going to be about 15 minutes. So Himiko rerun or nothing? I don't think, like, you're gonna see a rerun on JP for a while. Dates are hard to read and even harder to get. No comment. Nothing I can say will make chat like me in that scenario. One extra hour? Yeah. JP was 8 days, 19 hours, and NA is 8 day, 20 hours. Oh, we got that upgrade? We got that upgrade, chat? But this actually ends up saving me an apple in the event, which is kind of nice. Because basically I'm going to get to do this. Actually, how is my QP at the moment? Oh, wow. God, yeah, the raids were really nice. What the fuck? I was at like 100 mil. Now I'm at 575 mil. So I don't need to do QP at all. Especially since we pretty much know there's a Lotto coming up on JP. I think I'm good. That pretty much just put me in a solid position. I hadn't really looked at it at all in since the raid started. We are special if you exclude Taiwan. Wait, I thought it was Korea that had it weird for that one. Or was it? Yeah, no, it was Taiwan. I remember we had this discussion earlier. And chat, we're not doing too bad. That is how much Mystic Code experience I need until I am done with all Mystic Codes on JP. This is a day I never thought I would see. It's like, it's been such a long process at trying to do things efficiently, but then JP forces me to use plug suit so often because my account is not like very robust on JP and wasn't for years. So there was, even though I tried to be as efficient as possible, there was so much like wasted Mystic Code experience down the drain. I cannot believe I've actually managed to catch up, and it's really only been because they haven't been running as many events. They're not giving out as many Mystic Codes now over time that I'm finally catching up. Rates had a lot of QP and Bond akin to Ordeal Call, yeah. No, I mean, I remembered hearing that. I just hadn't actually looked at how much I myself had. I need to finish Atlas and then I'll be done. Atlas is a slog, man. Ugh. Like, that's the one I'm so glad I haven't done because, like I already pointed out, I can just use the current, like, Mystic Code to like, any arts comp I do to be able to finish it off. I've neglected a lot of my Mystic Codes on both servers. Well, it's a nice feeling of one, completion, and two, like, knowing that no matter what scenario you get thrown into, A, that your Mystic Code isn't the thing holding you back, and B, that you can use whichever one that you want. Like, yeah, you have freedom of choice. So it's really, really nice to have that, not, like, feel pressured to take one or the other. That's the big reason why I've tried to do it on both servers. And, like, my NA has been done for years now. Like, my NA is currently done. Like, even with the new Halloween Mystic Code, it finished it, like, a month or two ago. So, like, there's really not a whole lot for me to actually do on my NA account other than just grind for future maps. But, like, My JP has so many other like side goals that it has to keep doing, and I have to just stick with it. That is what makes playing JP at the same time as NA very difficult. Because my JP, like, my NA had all of those side goals but completed them years ago. My JP is still doing them to this day, and basically is just taking forever to get some of them done. All right, chat. Forgive me, but y'all are gonna sit here for 2 AP. I feel like Mystic Code should level with you. I mean, I don't care. Like, I don't mind having to do it that much. I think the only issue is just that Plug Suit is so valuable and that it's kind of required for a lot of stuff. Atlas went by quick when I started farming with Morgan. With Morgan, it started going by quick. I see, like, I could see it if you're doing like Arcuid or someone like that, someone that had a really long cooldown. But I wouldn't think Morgan would really be that bad. What classes did you go with for Ordinal Call? Oh, damn. I didn't realize we're playing Sword Art Grand Order. The Lartoria class? How did you know? You combined Ordeal Call with Ordinal Scale. I caught that immediately. The big one I started with was Lancer, and chat, the way I'm doing my my class scores is I'm just blitzing I'm blitzing the NP buffs because they are absolutely the most important. It's also right next to the all crit buff, which is the second most important. So like, to me, it's super important for you to be able to get to like this point on each of them. So that way you are good and you have like sort of the best upgrades you can get from it. So then from there, I haven't done anything else in this. I've just bucked it because it's going to be better to instead spread the love around rather than complete any one tree. So I think I've done that. I think I've barely touched the saber tree. Yeah, I did one thing in the saber tree at some point in a moment of weakness. I don't know why I did. And then I think I did Berserker. And Berserker, I am blocked by both of the final material that like we can't get any more of. Oh, well, hold on, that's not the right one. This sucker. So it's like there's no more of this to get, and until they give us more, we're just screwed. So like it is what it is. I basically cannot get either of them done. So Berserker is just stopped dead in its tracks. And then I think I did extra 2. No, I guess I didn't. I think I just stopped with Berserker earlier. And like you can see, chat, the holdup is nothing other than this. Like, I have 5,000 of the dust right now, so that is enough to do, like, basically all of this tree. I do know that I was low on my QP, so that was one of the factors, as well as being low on some of the other materials. So, like, for instance, I think if I start, yeah, if I start doing this, it's gonna spend multiple of the statues. And my JP isn't in a bad spot right now, but I really don't like the prospect of sinking, like, down to, like, 50 statues again. It was a really dark time for my JP account, so I'll just be patient with this one. Is extra 1 locked? Yes, we can't get it, and that's the one I actually prefer. Because extra 1 will have ruler in it, and God, do I want ruler. Because ruler as a class is a very carding-centric class. Plus, I, of all people, have bunny on top of that. So, like, it's absolutely going to be a huge one for me to be able to get that. Like, chat, can you imagine my bunny? A 120 NP5 gold faux pas printed, you know, absolutely perfected bunny that can give herself 100% crit damage, and then I start adding more crit damage to that? What? It's just gonna get disgusting what that can do. So I want to see the like full extent of that power, but it'll be really fun just to like fuck with it a little bit. But like I said, we're pretty much stuck in the water. Until we get more of these suckers, there ain't nothing we can do. Yeah, we know all the classes that are in each segment, but we don't know the order they will release in. The only extra class we have at the moment is Ultra Ego. The only one, I think. Wait, was it Ultra Ego? It was Ultra Ego, wasn't it, chat? Because, yeah, you can see it right here. It's like, that's Foreigner, Ultra Ego, Pretender, and Beast. And then, well, sorry, the first one, even though you can't see it, should be Ruler, Avenger, Moon Cancer. And what's the one we're missing still? Shielder? Yeah, I think Shielder. I agree. I'd want extra 1 over extra 2. I think a lot of people want extra 2 for the Avenger, and I don't blame them for that. It's just like I said, to me, where class score is the strongest is where it deals with carding. So if you have a character that's really good at carding, they're the one that's going to get so much out of it, especially if they also have an offensive NP. So, like, to explain that, a unit like Super Ryan really gets a lot of benefit from carding, but Super Ryan doesn't get anything out of NP damage. So, like, he's still going to be really good for his class score. But, again, it's like anyone that has that ability to be a very dominant carder is just going to love class score, because it's just going to really help even the playing field in any sort of, like, NP damage disparity that they maybe have with other classes, because they're going to be able to do so much more with those cards. Beowulf crits, yeah. And I've said this before too, like, Berserker makes a whole lot of sense just from a, like, hey, it's effective against nearly everything type of deal. Like, chat, I'm gonna tell you right now, I expect Beast to be the last thing unlocked here. Because, like, can you imagine giving Beast Umu extra capability already? Like, I'm sorry, that's gonna get dumb. Like, are there any online resources where we can see what we needed to progress class score and what the benefits are? There is a guide put out by Kon. It is linked in my video on class score. And he, like, tabulates all the required materials, each class score. So if you want that, I highly recommend going and check that out, or just go find it on Kon's Twitter. But I'm sure, like, you know, like Game Press or like something like that ends up having it now. I just haven't looked for it myself personally. It ends up, if I remember correctly, it's about 600 of every statue is the big deal that you're going to have a problem with. And that's not including the extra ones. So, like, that's going to add to it. The good news with, like, the extra ones, as far as we can tell, chat, is, like, yeah, this is the alter ego tree, but it appears to be all of them. So if you level up this, you're technically getting, like, 4 classes in one, right? Like, you're getting just a ton of value from leveling your extra ones. But we'll see. That should be the vid, thank you. The benefits I couldn't find? The benefits, I think the benefits I put out in the video. Like, the actual sum total of what everything is. You will get the other 3 in 3 years. Yeah, I'm going to be real, and I'm going to say FGO will not survive the milking ordeal call for 3 years. Like, it won't. They'd have to do way more hype shit. Like, I think this game needs to turn a page. It needs to turn a corner. And, it can keep going, but it's going to keep bleeding out people if it doesn't start to do new stuff. And after, like, 3 years of not doing new stuff, I think that's going to be the problem. Ordeal Call needs to finish next year. We're done. I won't say it necessarily needs to finish next year, but I will say, like, we need to at least get, like, 2 ordeal calls a year. Sorry, is the case. Like, I am going to point this out, chat. You had basically LB7 in December. Now, you can give them benefit of the doubt and say it lasted until January. Then you had Ordeal Call 1 in June, and then you haven't had Ordeal Call 2. So this is the first time that I can remember in a long time where FGO has gone over 6 months without a major story chapter release. So, like, some people are wondering if that's going to be Christmas. But I don't know, right? Like, I won't be surprised to see Ordeal Call 2 in, like, January or something this following year. If they're doing that, I think I'm okay with it. But, like, if we don't see Ordeal Call right at the beginning of next year, we have problems. We actually have problems, because this means that the one thing that ties everybody to FGO, the story, is now, like, actually slowing down. They're not producing it as fast. And that's a huge issue. Especially when it comes to part 3, yeah. Yearly main story chapters, yeah, that's nightmare fuel. That would be, to my knowledge, the slowest pace out of any live service major gacha game. Story stagnation would not be good. I mean, we could argue that we've already achieved story stagnation in FGO. Like that, like everything is very formulaic now at this point. The contents of a major chapter release are not, but the way in which the chapters are released is very formulaic. Are there servants in particular to skill up or append for Tunguska? Obviously, your meta supports Oda, and then I would tell you any of the characters that are listed. If you go to like Fandom's page on Tunguska, it'll list like a bunch of bonus units. They're basically demonic beast units. Any of those are a good idea, especially if you think that you'll use them. My love for FGO has been waning recently. I missed the last 3 events. I don't think my love for the game wanes so much as like my love for the developers does. That's, you guys have heard that from me. That's where I've been like getting very jaded. Is like I don't trust that the developers have the game's best interest at heart anymore. I think that they have money at heart. Whereas in the past, I actually do think they did have the game's best interest at heart for a does Assassin Koyan get a banner with the raid event? No. No, it's like... Is it February, chat? It's like, it's shortly after New Year's, but it's still like not right after. It is January? Late January? Okay, yeah. I'll take January, yeah. Yeah, it's still soon, but not like... they don't overlap, if that's what you're asking. The single change is supposed to be good. Yeah, and I've talked about that numerous times too, that like, I hate to say I told you so on this one, but like, there were a bunch of people when we switched over from Delightworks to a single that were like, good, it's finally over, screw Delightworks, now this game's gonna take off, it's gonna be amazing, and I'm like, I hope so too, but hold on guys, it's Aniplex that's acquiring them, and Aniplex doesn't have a good rep, so it's like, you know, I was cautiously optimistic, but still like, yikes, right? Now people miss DW. I don't know about that, but I am gonna say that the game pacing was certainly better under Delightworks. Like, the game's pacing has just been going to crap, but I think that's more external factors and less, like, Aniplex. Unless Aniplex is the reason that they're not able to hire more people. Which could be. Like, we don't actually know in that case, though. I don't understand, wasn't all of Singularity 1 like not even 2 years? Yeah, it was a year and a half for part 1, a year for Epic of Remnant, 4.5 years, technically, for Lost Belt. And the reason I say technically is because Lost Belt's still not over. And then now we've been on Ordeal Call for a year. Is what it is. Oh, there we go. I leveled up, chat. Oh boy, just a calm, cool 19 million until my next level up. That'll be over fast. If someone were to have limited apples, would you recommend they farm the Lotto or the raids more the Lotto? There will be another Lotto coming up, but I would still probably recommend the Lotto more. And I would save apples for the final raid of Tunguska, if you're going to save it for any of the raids. Part 1? Yeah. Content bloat too, like stuff requires a lot more work. Yeah, I mean, they talked about that. Like, the anniversary interview, they talked about how much effort went into producing the 3D map of LB7. And, like, obviously there's a story reason for that. I'm not going to talk about it for spoilers. But, like, they even kind of said that they thought that they did too much with it, but that they really thought that they pulled it off. But that the problem with doing such a feat was that nobody knew how to do it in the team, and they had to like sit there and figure it out. Like, I think they said that they had people that had done similar stuff before, but that like they had never done specifically this, and so they had to just sit down and figure it out, and it took them a lot longer than they otherwise would have thought it would have. And so like that's kind of the issue that I think they keep running into, is like they keep trying to do new, fun, and exciting stuff for us, but it inevitably takes longer, and they don't really have the manpower to get it done fast. So they pulled off breaking the capture card at least. Bro, I still have no idea why. Like, it's such a weird thing that LB7 specifically breaks my capture card. Because, like, not even Ordeal Call does it. Like only LB7 does it. Sleepy Oberon, thank you for the follow. If you could create your own Mystic Code, what would the 3 skills be? I'm partial to the one that chat has brought up before, which is that there should be a taunt Mystic Code. I would do like taunt. I would do taunt, invuln, and like, I don't know, maybe just like generic attack up for 1 unit or something. Thank you, Avalon. Which would you want to see first? A variant of King Protea, or Lip, or Violet, or KD come to the game? Okay, so I think the only possible answer I can give on this is that I would, more than any of those options, by far, I would much rather see Moon Cancer Artoria. What do you think I am? Sakura face lover? That tracks. You mean Arcuid? Yeah, Arcuid. Arcuid from FGO. Man, I'm so glad that they made the Tsukihime game and then they put her in it. Like, that was so awesome that they put an FGO character into Tsukihime. You've had Summer and Annie, now Kagetora. You have enough Saberface lately, Cat. Kagetora doesn't count according to the game. I disagree, but Kagetora apparently doesn't. We have an alter ego Artoria. Not specifically Artoria, but we do have an alter ego Saberface. That's Okitan. Isn't Kagetora drawn by Takeuchi? She is drawn by Takeuchi. She's part of the Koha Ace thing. She is Weisugi Kenshin in a prior Guda event is portrayed by Artoria. It's wild. Like even the people watching and reading Koha Ace back at the time were thinking she was the Saberface. And yet she comes into the game, she doesn't have the trait. And it's never been discussed ever since. So no one really knows. It's just, I guess they decided against it. Dad, you need to make a shrine for all the saber faces? Not enough, chat. Do I need more? Is this whole channel not enough? Is this not enough? Okay. Is this not enough? Is this not enough, chat? Ash, thank you for the resub. Is this not enough, chat? Insert more? Yeah. Unlimited supply. Apparently Twitch is closing in Korea? Wait, what? Like, the esports mecca, Korea? Where's your Saber Dolphy dream? What the heck? I don't even want to know what that is. And I'm terrified. Wait, let me see this story. Yeah, 20 minutes ago, Twitch is shutting down in Korea. Ultimately, the cost to operate Twitch in Korea is prohibitively expensive, CEO Dan Clancy said in a blog post. While the company tried to find ways to lower costs, our network fees in Korea are still 10 times more expensive than in most other countries, he said. So it just sounds like Korea's kind of a bunch of assholes. Yeah, apparently this has been an issue because I see a post from over a year ago on the Twitch subreddit that said that Twitch streamers in South Korea will no longer have Twitch VODs and clips. So, like, that actually tracks. That means that's been a thing that's been going on. They already terminated the VOD service and it's still prohibitively high. And yeah, then apparently they announced more restrictions and stuff like that. So, like, I guess this has been a long time coming. That's wild, though. I wonder if that means that, like, Korean streamers will still be able to stream, but they'll have to use, like, they'll have to use, like, a VPN or something. Like, they'll have to get out of the Korean network in order to do it. Hello, some bearded guy. How's it going? And Reign of Fate, thank you for the follow. All Korea plays is StarCraft and League of Legends anyways. Yeah, the only two games that actually have relevant esports. You need a Saberface chair? Bro, if you can find me one, I'm down to clown. Reign of Fame, thank you for the prime. Sorry, Reign of Fate. I don't know why I said Fame. Historically, VPNs and Twitch have not played nice. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. But yeah, you'd have to tunnel it, and there'd probably be massive stream delay from doing it. Has anyone seen any North Korean streamers on Twitch? Nah, fam, I don't think Kim Jong-un allows it, because he'd be the only one that would be allowed to. He'd be sitting there and he'd be like, I'm the greatest gamer in my nation, because he's the only one that could afford. Everyone else would be like, oh, he's so magnificent. But thank you for the prime. And enjoy your new Christmas emotes. Welcome to the channel. You're a Korean streamer? Damn, I didn't realize that. You know, given the fact that you never speak Korean, Power. They can stream old Dennis Rodman clips? Yes. Imagine Twitch interaction there. I mean, it's wild because I actually do know some Korean streamers. Like, especially in the art category. There's quite a few. Lartrea pick link, just type in !art. It'll always get you the sauce. Madden play. Would he be a whale on FGO? You know, that's a good question. And then would the game be banned for censorship from his country? I don't know. But yeah, it is. I'm gonna be very interested to see how that impacts some of the Korean art streamers that I follow. I don't know if I follow any other Korean streamers like outside of art. One, because the language barrier makes it difficult to follow them, and two, because most of like the Korean people that I might know are probably like Korean American, where like they speak English, and so they have an Asian accent maybe, but like you know like that they can speak English. They're bilingual enough. So it's like I'd be curious to see how they'll take this news. I have a few League players followed watch on occasion. Yeah, that's actually gonna be wild. What about Faker? That's a good point. Yeah, I don't know, right? Like, does he actually stream on Twitch though? Because like I haven't followed him if he does. You guys know I'm relatively new to League still, so. Who else came with Cuckoo, or was she by herself? Be like 4-star or 3-star? Ooh. Yeah, Tlaloc. I was gonna say I was drawing a mental blank there, but actually, let's see how much a Buster card does from the Cuckoo. That's decently strong. Faker would have made it big if he moved to a real game. Yeah. Yeah, he would have made it big. It's not like he's worth millions of dollars and is the most popular Korean celebrity at this point. But like, you know, he would have made it big had he gone somewhere else. SKT also hooked him up, gave his family jobs. Yeah. Faker's like set for life. And I still don't know him, and that's okay. But you have heard of him. Sometimes just sticking with what you do is fine. That's true. There is some pride in it. It's why I'm still here, chat. Only because of you during the Game Awards, that's it. Oh, good point, right? KJU, the VTuber? Yeah, I was gonna say there's probably some VTubers as well. Hello, Natasha. Something big like Genshin. You forgot K-pop? Yeah, I'd say that. I'd say, like, at least internally within Korea, Faker is probably bigger. But that, like, externally, yeah, I think you can argue that, like, BTS and stuff have, like, a bigger following at this point. I think my Amazon delivery guy stuck at the gate. Oh, that happens to me all the time with my food delivery people. I'm actually not sure I know who Faker is. Esports guy, I don't know. Yeah, he's like considered to be the greatest of all time League player. Like he's basically it's to the point that the meme in League is that all roads to the championship go through Faker. Like you have to beat Faker in order to win the championship. Because he's basically been involved, I think, in every championship for the past like 6 or 7 years or something like that. In some way, shape, or form, he's either won it or been a part of it and lost. Since season 3, yeah. Some Amazon guys get scared of my dog. It hurts his feelings. It's okay. Just give your dog pets afterwards. To be the man, you gotta beat the man. Yep. He gets to skip the draft, but BTS don't. I mean, I think BTS chose not to, is what I remembered hearing. But I don't know whether or not that's a thing. Like, Korea has mandatory military service, but I don't know, like, the exact workings of it. And I often hear people debate it back and forth. I think he only missed Worlds once this past decade. That's wild. Like, that's actually wild. Yeah, see, I'm still managing to get the bronze material, but not, like, anything else. The chat, you could have had Kagatora. Or you could have this. Oh god, it like doubled up there as your shopkeeper. Jinpachi, yes. BTS probably get content out of it, and the girls are more obsessed with them. Yeah, like, they're trying to, I think, set a good example, and it benefits them to do so. So it's like, I don't blame them. I wonder what CAD's stand would be. Probably a saber face. My lord, Kagatora looking fine. Mm-hmm. Ignore crazy cutie. Acquire murder grandpa. Murder grandpa is forever. You know, unfortunately, it's actually the opposite. Crazy Cutie is forever because she's the god of war. She is Bishamonten. Something like Renekton or a Saberface? Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be Renekton. BTS service got delayed already because of their big influence outside of Korea? Yeah. They decided to do it all at the same time. Yeah, in order to help keep the band together. But, like, inevitably, the one thing I'll say about this is there's just no way that they come back after, like, their service and, like, something isn't different. Like, either one of the members has changed by virtue of their military service or, like, something else. I don't know. Boy band is exactly who I want defending my nation from people invading. It's not like they live on a border with a nation that wants to attack them or anything, at least. Yeah, but so the good news about that, Martel, is that they don't have to fear very much for an attack because the people on the border with them, while they do not like them and they're fed so much propaganda about how evil the South is, they're also starved and don't actually have any food. So, like, it's very difficult for them to actually be able to do much of anything. They will probably have such a preferred treatment that it couldn't be compared to the average enlistee. You know, you say that, but I wouldn't be surprised they just get thrown right in, and if they get, like, picked on because of it. But that'd be interesting to see. And I wouldn't be surprised to hear that, yeah, they had, like, a pampered version instead. Hard to shoot a gun when you're starving. No, you can probably shoot a gun when you're starving, but it's going to be hard to advance after shooting someone. It's not like they're gonna be infantry, right? Yeah, I assume they will be like back. I have a friend who got to have a great time when he did his service, but he was in medical track thing. Yeah. Deploy them to the Everglades to fight our Nile crocs. Wait, what do you mean Nile crocs? First of all, it's alligators, and second of all, it's like pythons that we have in the Everglades. They're the problem. That's the big issue that we run into. Also, Chad, don't forget we got the Game Awards Thursday. We're gonna be watching that shit show live. So obviously we're gonna have the Lotto, and I'm gonna be doing the Lotto, but we're gonna be watching the Game Awards as we do the Lotto because like Lotto kind of boring to farm, so like we're gonna have that on the side as like free entertainment. Is there an area with both crocs and gators in Florida? No, it's just gators here. If there's any crocs, they're not native. Wait, did they add them? They're taking over the Everglades? Oh, fantastic. They're kill on site because they're killing the gators? Jesus. When is the Game Awards? The Game Awards Thursday. I think it starts at like 8 p.m. Eastern or something. Or 7:30, something like that. I don't know. I should know this. I'm now officially sanctioned to stream it by them, so... I probably need to go look that up. It's just a timing issue for why I haven't been able to. Two dinosaurs enter, one mutant leaves. Yes. I gotta work that night, but I'll be sure to watch the VOD. Yeah, sure. I can only assume the Game Awards is gonna be peak clarity. Listen, chat, you're watching not for the Game Awards themselves. You're watching for my reaction to them. Because you know I'm gonna tear them a new one. I'm short on apples for this Lotto. 28 gold and 22 silver, 762 bronze. So you got a lot of bronze, but yeah. Actually, I have no idea how many I have on NA at this moment. I can double check. Now Croc's invading the Everglades. How we get a new Godzilla movie that's actually a documentary. No. You would get that, but only if we nuked the Everglades. Like, you need some sort of radioactive accident to turn one of them into Godzilla. I can't wait for Cad to go in a deep rant after Genshin wins. Oh, chat. I already saw the same post as I've seen in the prior years of Genshin fans all, like, trying to, like, get each other to vote and being like, yeah, this would be so funny if we did it. We're not doing it for the primo. I'm like, you're totally doing it for the primos. Stop fucking acting like you aren't. I guarantee you if there were no primos, you wouldn't care. You wouldn't see half the people actually do it, and thus you would lose every freaking year. So, like, yeah, if they win again, I will actually be upset because they have no business winning. But that's just going to be one of those deals where, like, they never should have been nominated to begin with. I'd vote for FGO if they gave us 30 Sancors. Right. Yeah, I don't blame them for voting. And that's what I'm saying. Like, the issue lies with the Game Awards, right? But I also think it's rather dumb that their community tries to pretend like there's anything more to it than the primos. It's 100% the primos, and everyone knows it. They wouldn't even get a multi. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anything free. Chat, would you vote for FGO if you got 3 courts for it? 3. Not even 30. 3. Yeah, right? Like, I think all of us would. Give me at least 9 courts? Yeah. 3 courts is 3 courts, exactly. I'd vote for FGO for free. And that's fine if you want to too. But I think, like, FGO should get, like, that nomination one time. It should get voted for, and then that's that, right? Like, that's kind of the issue, is they keep just letting the stuff reappear over and over and over again. All right, chat. It's time which means I'm going to be ending things over on the YouTube side of things. Again, you've got the Lotto coming Thursday. If you guys need a guide, I have it up on the channel, including comps and everything that you guys want to consider. Check that out if you guys haven't already. Get prepared, clear out your mailbox, do everything you guys need to ahead of time. But we're going to be ending on the YouTube side of things because we're doing media share over here on the Twitch side of things. So I'm going to get you guys my link here. You guys can go ahead and check me out over there. And we'll be watching and reacting to videos that are community submitted over on this side of things. But again, we can't do it on YouTube because of copyright. So it is what it is. But again, hope you guys have a good night. And I will see you guys for the next one tomorrow.